All right, I wanted to talk really quick about what I think is the best Dodge setup and why. But first, I want to cover uh, as far as Dodge pets are concerned, you basically have three options. You have your Bun Barrett, then you have your Pig Drake, and then there's also a pet called New Year's Ball. Bun Barrett and Pig Drake just boost your defense, and New Year's Ball will attack. It's a light-based attack, and then it will boost your defense if the attack lands. So it's a risk-reward situation here. But what I wanted to do really quick is compare. So all I'm going to do, so it's a Lucky Beast Mage. So we got 39.37. This is based on 250 charisma. And then, so you got 39.37 blocking. If you switch over to New Year's Ball, so we go from 39.37 to 39.78. And as charisma increases towards 300, the difference will grow. So now we have, go back to Bun Barrett. So I've given myself up to 300 charisma. And that 39.37 with that 50 charisma is now 43.31. And then we have here some 43.31 to 43.76. So New Year's Ball is actually a little better. Probably not going to be that big of a difference. But it is damaging the monster. And then you also have Pig Drake, which I didn't do. But Pig Drake will start off lower, and then it'll grow. So really quick, so there is an instance in which Pig Drake may actually be worth doing. I think the animation's just a little slower. So what I'm going to do really quick is swap this guy out for Pig Drake. So what it did was it actually added a round, and you have lower defense. You have 25 instead of 43. But now the second round, it's up to 37 instead of 43. And then by the third round, it's actually outperformed just for that round. And then now it's up to 47. Now it's up to 48. And then the return on investment begins to decrease. Now we have 2 rounds of 50. think we're pretty capped. 2 rounds of 50 here. 50.33, 50.43. Alright, I'm not really paying attention to what I'm doing. So it capped at 50, so it depends on what you want to do. Then also you have your blocking focused armors. You have the Chaosborn armors, which are not blocking focused right out the bat. They gain 2 blocking per turn up to 12, so it takes 6 turns, and it costs hit points per turn to enable it. And then they have the dodge lash effect. Other than that, you have really 2 armors that have high blocking by default. You're going to have your ghost costume, which is 76 across the board. But they also have the Shadowfall Raiment, which starts off at 55. So the ghost costume has 21 more blocking. But there's this feature here which will give yourself 12 for 78 SP per turn and decrease the monster by 12. So that's 24. So that actually becomes 79. So you're going to get 3 more blocking for 78 SP with this armor. Also, the ghost costume is a full defensive armor, and this one is actually full offense, but it also, in order to pay for the blocking, it takes on more damage. So there's your trade-off. This armor also has a feature that with every blocked attack, and then also it adds to it every time it lands an attack, it does a dual darkness and light based Elevuln. So because it does a dual darkness and light based Elevuln, it might be a good idea to come here with this pet, because it's going to give you good blocking from the outset, but it's also doing damage to the monster, which will be increasing based on blocks and whatnot. And so what you can do, if you wanted to, you can clever disguise, and then you're going to end up doubling all your blocking. So you've got just shy of 86. And then you begin doing multiple turns of Elevuln. Blocked. So now it becomes 131. Then I attack. It becomes 151. Hit me that time. 51. As you can see, it'll grow, and then it'll begin adding rounds. But your pet's actually going to be doing more damage also. So you should be able to consistently block, because you have your SP based add-on, which will give it 79 blocking. But I didn't even add a shield yet. So I have 79 blocking. So that whole time I didn't even have a shield. Then you throw in your Golden Head Dragon Shield, and I'll have 24 above that. So I'm pushing in the 90s. 90 for magic, 93 for ranged, and then 95 for melee. But then I could also come over here with Summoning Stone, which will give another 8. So now I'm 98, 101, and 103 total blocking before I even begin here. This is going to be dodge lashing. The other thing I could do if I wanted to, I could play dodge lash. So now I'm just dodge lashing. assuming that I do dodge. This armor will get hit hard if it lands some hits, very hard. But what you could also do, there's a couple of other things. Havarti blade is very nice. It's light based. This is the only drawback because it has a weak special, but it will actually give your pet and guest celerity, which probably will guarantee a block because you've already got 86 there. Guess it doesn't guarantee a block here. This is probably more useful with dodge lashing, or like I did earlier. Golden Head Dragon Shield. If you block everything, you'll get another 33%. And of course, you could fill this in by going here. So that, if I've got another 20% there for 3 rounds, and then the Golden Head Dragon Shield, you start pushing in a little bit better blocking, a little bit better lucky strike rate. So the Elevon continues to climb little by little. Another thing you can do is Infinita Staff. You could do the magic mode, or you could partner it with Quad Force, and then move over to the range for SP heals if you need to, because it's going to be Elevoned and do more damage. Or if you want a little bit more insurance, and again, this is going to increase because it's light based Elevons here. So I've only got a blind of 2.9, but now I have an Elevon with some lucky strikes, so now I've increased it to 17. I'm getting more and more damage, up to 34. I hate this monster. Alright, and I want to show a quick bug. Similar to the Warpower Bat Swarm. I want you to watch. So we have 125%. So we've got the all Elevon going. And it actually didn't do it this time. I think it needs to do it on the first round. Let's try it again. It may need to do it on the original block. But I was able to get it to bug out with this so that was actually causing the same issue with the Warpower Bat Swarm guest. see if it'll do it right here after this all Elevon leaves here. So I've got the light and darkness. Up to 192. As you can see, it still grows. Blind is now up to 69. It's forever growing. So we have 180. Now we come down and it becomes 214. So in actuality, you inflict the Elevon from the armor first, and then you go on top of it with the Zfinity Gauntlet, and it'll continue to increase. Alright, let's get the Elevon. Not there yet. Alright, so now we've got the Elevon landed of light and darkness at 119. And now we've got it to 122. It's at 132. Now it's at 182. Now we added around and it lowered. Now we got it at 224. Because I'm blocking hits, now we've got the blind going up. Now we got 252. $221, $271, and basically once you get that snowball going, it'll end up self-perpetuating itself for the most part. It's increasing your pet's damage, it's increasing your damage, and if you're using alchemical unity and other things like that, like I said, it's like a circle, and it just improves and improves and improves. Again, the armor itself actually has more blocking than Ghost Costume once you enable the SP toggle, and you throw on your Dodge Lash Misc, which also adds 8, and then you throw on some Dodge Pets. You begin a vicious cycle, and you every round you've increased your damage and increased your damage and increased your damage to the point of really it's probably the best dodge setup without sacrificing too much in terms of damage. You're not playing defensively. It's actually you're playing defense, but it's adding to your offense too.